Welcome to Solutions from the Yard, a candid discussion about life behind bars and its effect on society. Your host for this episode is Michael Dickerson-El.
Welcome to Solutions from the Yard, and we are back again, to follow up on accomplishments and reentry. And, we left off, man, beautiful conversation from the last show. And I just want to, we just going to pick back up on that. And, basically this show is highlighting, all the good things that, that we overcome, from doing all that time in prison. And, we not saying that it's all easy. Because, life is about struggle. And,
That's right.
You're going to go through some struggles, but, we always got a solution for those struggles, basically. And that's why we in the position that we in now, man, by coming up with solutions to our struggles. And, Brother Charles, man, me and you always talking about a lot of stuff, man. And I would just want to say this, man, what's some of the what I want to say, do's and don'ts, you know what I'm saying? Because, we talked about the guy that's always raining on the person parade, talking about how hard it is out here, this, that, and the third. So what's some of the do's and don'ts that, that you did and the things that you didn't do to help you get you to where you at now?
First thing I recognized is before I got out, and as I know I was getting out, is I knew I lacked a lot of maturity to navigate certain things in society. When they're young, like, what you see out in society today versus when I got locked up is vastly different. So I understood that. So the first thing I said I wasn't going to do was I wasn't going to rush into no relationship. And the reason why, I knew I had the emotional maturity to deal with no relationship. And the reason why I said that, because I knew that, one, I was coming out of the environment, I'm trying to get with somebody, have a whole lot of sex, and have a whole lot of fun. So I knew if I went in that direction, then every penny I had, every time somebody looked at me, I was coming out of my pocket like, "Hey, you want this money?" So I already understood that part. So I said, okay, not doing that. Not doing that. So I chose for a year to be celibate. And the reason why I chose a year to be celibate, to get to get the emotional maturity. So I was in the mental health, and to have some security in terms of my own.
Right.
So because I knew from, remember we talked about the naysayers, and I remember all the dudes that came back, man, I was with this girl, man, and they going through their exploits, right? And all the conversation always is, yeah, they put me out, threatening to call the police on me. So I'm like, that ain't a pretty picture there, right? And my thing was like, why you ain't had your own? All my, I had was using my families for storage. So basically, their whole interaction was around having temporary relationships and immediate gratification. So that's one of for me, if I'm telling anybody, if you in a relationship before you get out and you got a long-term relationship, then you come to understand on how y'all gonna interact with each other. But if you ain't, then take your time in that capacity, because that would become priority. And if that become priority, then the things that you need, such as if you don't have we always talk about this, is you're homeless if your name ain't on the lease. So if your name ain't on the lease, you're homeless. So get your name on the lease, or have your own in terms of your house. Another don't is, don't let nobody talk you out of what you believe. If you believe, like we was talking about the dude that's doing training, the guy got he a physical fitness, and that's what he believes. So that's what he's doing. And because he believed that, he's going out getting clients, he's going out networking with people. So don't let nobody tell you that, oh man, don't do this because that ain't gonna work. If it ain't gonna work, let it don't work because it didn't work because you tried it. But don't let nobody tell you don't do that. One of the do's is utilize the network that's out there, the information that's out there in the community. the organizations that's providing information, go to these organizations and call them on it and call them on it. If you saying you provide me with training, then I'm trying to get that training. But understand what the organization is offering and how that fits into your overall plan on building some type of security. Because everything is about building some type of security where at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about like going back or reverting back to bad behavior because you don't have certain things and then you feel some kind of way about it.
Exactly. Did you tell me that? Because I know you kind of like got a different story. So tell me some of your do's and don'ts. You know, you can reply on Brother Charles.
No, I want to know what's the different story. Man, listen, basically, you know, like I said, everybody's journey is different. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And we all different individuals. You know what I'm saying? So what works for one may don't work for the other.
Exactly.
Right? And so that like I was saying that in the last show, it's being accountable to you. You got to be held yourself accountable, right? And if you're not going to put the protection on yourself, who else going to do it, right? So I just hold myself accountable in a lot and everything I do in life, right? And make sure it has some type of meaningful. But let me get to my don'ts. Don't think you could do reentry alone.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest failures. Thinking that you will come out here and not be social when you're trying to make it into a society that you've been removed from, right? And thinking that you're not going to need none of the help of the establishments and everything that's in place prior to you being released. It's there for a reason, right? And because, and you know, and I'm saying this because a lot of our brothers don't go to a lot of the places.
Right.
They stay away from them. They don't even, once they release, I'm home, they don't need nothing. Right. I'm going to do it on my, I don't need, it works for some. I'm not saying it don't work. That's why I say what works for one don't work, but you can't do this alone because there's a lot of things that's been established through law, policy, and everything to make sure that you are successful in your reentry. Now, it's what you want to apply to your life, right? So that's just me personally. What's in the things that works for you and what don't work for you,
right?
So, and then my next one is don't think that you have to rush life.
Patience.
Right? Now, and I don't want to say patience, right? I'm saying don't think you got to rush life, right? Because sometimes we think that we got to rush life, meaning that, you know, we've been gone. And we unintentionally think that we ain't rushing life, but we rushing like when we doing this, we ain't sleeping. You know what I'm saying? We ain't taking, you know, them first couple of years you come home, them first couple of years we come home, we be ambushed with a lot. Right. And if you're not mentally stable, you'll rush yourself right back into prison. Unintentionally. You ain't had no intention going back to prison, but it'll happen.
You just wind up dead.
Right. It'll happen. It'll happen from whatever may happen in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to slow down and remember everything in prison was at a slower pace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's my whole thing is, man, don't lose that keen when you come home thinking that you gotta. And when I mean by rushing, that means keeping up with the Joneses as well, trying to imitate or you know or be the carbon copy or be what I always call a lot of people now is, you know, the Xerox machine. Everybody the same. You just copy. You know, so don't feel that you have to come out and be the same of everyone else. That's part of rushing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer, whatever you supposed to be doing in life, you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, and one of my other don'ts is, my third one is, don't lose sense of who you are, right? That's the generic version of what I want to say. Don't lose sense of who you are, and meaning as in, you know, don't come out here and be nobody you wasn't for the last, you know what I'm saying? Don't come out here trying to be something new.
Right.
You know, that I ain't saying you gonna re-rent yourself and make, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying being someone totally different than what you were the
Something
last,
that you ain't.
because you're free now. You know what I'm saying? And meaning, I'm saying this because we know, we see, you know, if we've been in the prison, we see the brothers walk around, man, holding everything religiously and dial in their hand, where they going to child to the bathroom, anything. Or that may be you, or we see the brothers, you know, but then or the basketball players, whatever. But when you come out here, what's going on?
Right.
That's how that leads you back to a don't. That leads you back to recidivism, because you can't practice. You can't all of a sudden say, okay, I'm gonna stop practicing that.
Right.
And I'm gonna try something new, because this new been going on for a long time while you've been gone. So you can't. That's my don'ts. But man, my do's are, man, love yourself, right, and understand that you fit out here in this community. That you are somebody out here in this community, and you matter. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no everybody be saying everybody else matter, but yeah, you know. But I gotta say to my brothers and my brothers and sisters in the return to citizen community, we matter, because we have a voice out here now, and it started to vibrate. Right. You know, it's vibrating in the city that we a community that's gonna be reckoned with, because you look up in the city, the percentage is high of returning citizens. That's right. So, you know what I'm saying? And we are a community that has a voice, that's trying to develop a voice. So these, you know, so that's one of my do's. And my other do is trust your process. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, if you want to do something, man, don't allow nobody to take you off your dream. Trust your process. Just because someone else might be winning right now and you look like you ain't winning, trust your process. Yeah, that's right. Because at the end of the day, everybody in the race, everybody moves back and forth in the race. That's right. You know what I'm saying? You might be in the lead for a minute, and I might get in the race. That's how a race car go. Everybody exchange. Yeah. You ain't gonna stay up at top forever. It's all about that grind and getting back to the top. That's the enjoyment of it. Yeah. So them my do's is trust your process, you know. And my first do was, I don't know, I forgot, but my first do was
don't be something else.
Yeah, don't come out here and be yes, please be who you are. Be true to yourself, because it will reflect in your character.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we can see a person if he's not who he is.
And we do see that.
And when you're not who you is, you get caught up in places you aren't supposed to be. Because you trying to be something and you ain't. Right, that's just my do's and don'ts.
There you go, Mike. And you have it.
I mean, you know, like Dietrich said, you know, everybody's role is different. You know, like one thing about us three, you know, we got different roles. I done some of the same things Dietrich done and said don't do. I done did some of the things Chuck said don't do. And, you know, but, you know, my mantra is, you know, the highest heights are gained by those who reach the greatest depths. Yeah. You know, I'm a type person that, one of my, I want to say, greatest accomplishments is learning from my faults, my imperfections, and my failures. That's what I learned from. You know, that's my thing, because, you know, I done made some mistakes. Right. You know, but I capitalize off my mistakes, you know, and that's why I say, you know, we playing chess, not checkers. Chess is a thinking man's game. You just not moving pieces like you do on checkers. Right. So, you know, when I make mistakes, that's when I start playing chess. I ain't playing checkers no more, because I done made a mistake by playing checkers, just moving and not really consciously thinking. But, you know, once I do make a mistake, and as long as the mistake ain't so severe, whereas though I can't recoup, now I'm gonna start playing checkers. Now I gotta sit back and, you know, it's gonna take me about 5 minutes before I move, but guess what? It's gonna be a good move. You know, because that's the way it is when you come home, you know, because I'm not gonna sit here and say that my road coming home was perfect and I followed all the do's and I followed all the don'ts. You know, I came home and, you know, I got into a relationship, and, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and blame that individual. Right. I'm going to take accountability for the things that I've done wrong in that relationship. And it caused me to recalibrate. So now that I'm in the relationship that I'm in now, it's not perfect, but I understand from the mistakes I made the first time. I said I made, not what she did, but what I made. And now I'm readjusting, recalibrating on how I do things, and it's helping me in the relationship that I'm in now. Because I learned from that relationship, and now I'm learning how to, like Dietrich said, hold yourself accountable. Because when you hold yourself accountable, I don't care what do's and don'ts or whatever it is.
There you go.
When you hold yourself accountable, now you open the door to a solution. See, when you come home and you a chronic fault finder and everything is somebody else's mistake, or they like reentry, Biden, and you blaming everybody. You never really take accountability for anything that you done.
That's right.
Because it take two to tangle, and that's the way life is. You step out the door, you should have went right and you went left. Guess what? Don't get mad because at what happened down left. Yeah. No, you should have went right. And you got to hold yourself accountable when you do that. And that's one thing that I learned since I've been home when it comes to the do's and the don'ts. Because some people, they can go out and club, do this and do that, and they do it in moderation. I can't do it. Right. Because I know what my demon is. My demon is, man, I used to, sell drugs. I was a street pharmacist, and that type of atmosphere ain't good for me. Right, because when I go in that type of atmosphere, the clubs, and I see what other guys driving, see the women that they got, all that excite my devil. So I know that I can't be around that. Now other people can. They can go out and have fun and cool. Kudos to you if you can do that. Right. But I know I can't. So one of the things that I didn't do, like Dietrich was saying, I didn't rush into nothing. I didn't try to catch up on lost time. That was one of the things, I've been out for almost 3 years. I still haven't been to a club or a go-go yet. Right. That what works for me. Right. You see what I'm saying?
I'll take you, man.
Yeah, and that works for me. I already know you take, because I heard you be.
Listen, I enjoy life. I'm in the belief I enjoy it.
Man, you went all the way to Vegas to see Backyard, so I already know, man.
That's my family.
That's what you do. You know what I'm saying?
That's my family.
But like you say, though, at the end of the day, and Dietrich made that point, some things work for some people and some things don't.
Don't, exactly.
Like when I started going out, as far as, I like the hand dance. So the people that I was with, dude Sidney Davis, and he can, like, we call him the Black Fred Astaire. Yes. and so we out hand dancing, so everybody be saying like, one thing about you and Sidney, when y'all go, as soon as y'all get there, y'all gonna start dancing, right? But he the one that got me in that, with all the places we go, everybody come out for that reason. The people come out for the sole reason,
have fun.
To have fun. They not coming out to like drama. Ain't nobody not wanting to dance. And so that atmosphere is an atmosphere that I frequent, but I don't go all the time.
I gotta get Mike to go back to something. I need you to tell me about when you was in a relationship and you got out of it and you recalibrate. Would you say you what?
I recalibrated.
Recalibrated. Yes. Yes. I said, my man said he recalibrated. Yes. I said, wow. Yeah. That's how you got to deal with life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to go within to come back out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And present yourself into new ideas and new things. Just because something don't work don't mean that it ain't gonna work. You could do it over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You just went about it wrong.
I gotta learn what or it may, and sometimes it just don't be us. It might just don't be you. It just ain't your time.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't. It may, so that's one of the things. I ain't rushing. I ain't rushing time. They had me sitting for so many. I be telling. And this is one of the main things. And I'm real about this. And people say, "Man, you ain't here yet." I said, "Man, God ain't want me here yet." I do. If I'm leaving on my house, I try to. Everything I do, I take my time, because sometimes I rush. I'm a rusher, But things like driving and getting to somewhere or being somewhere, I try to stay within where I'm at. I ain't rushing about life. Right. I ain't rushing. Right. Because when we rush about life, man, we in life real fast. So I'm not rushing, man. and I'm trying to enjoy, this. We on the second part.
And that's what we do. We should tell them. And I think you might have said it. Enjoy life.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, exactly.
That was shit. That should have been one of the dudes.
The dudes. Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Whatever
enjoy
like
life.
I go around, like when I was out the last time, I could be standing on the same corner. You could say like, what's the name of that street? I wouldn't even know the name of it. I wouldn't even know none of the names of the street. So now everywhere I go, I look at all the street signs and I try to remember all the names of all the streets for that sole reason that I want to know exactly where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, the joint about the Popeyes. What Popeyes?
Yeah.
I'm over by the joint by the Popeye. What Popeye? I'm in Scooby-Doo Circle. What Scooby-Doo Circle? You know what I'm saying? It's 100 of them around here.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. That's one of the things that I'm gonna tell you. My greatest do is just enjoying simple things. Because when I was out, the more money, like Biggie say, more money, more problems. And you think just because you got money, you got to spend it, and it really puts you in different precarious situations. And like I said, I just enjoy. One thing I be doing is a lot of just go walking.
Yeah.
I grab my daughter, my fiance, and we just walk. Just walk and talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They go grab something to eat after that, and that's the beauty of just enjoying life for the simplicity that it has to offer. And that's what keep me grounded, just enjoying the simplicity. Not making things complicated, not wanting too much, like you said, not rushing into stuff, just enjoying little simple stuff and then enjoy it, because once you learn the art of contentment, that is a serious piece. Just learn how to be content wherever you at in life. Whether you got a job that's paying $19 an hour, whether you got a job paying $30, be content. Don't be complacent, but be content.
That's right, Mike.
You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I'm learning, man, that's keeping me out is just man, learning how to be content. And that's one of the biggest messages I can give to any brother, sister that's coming home. Just learn the value of contentment. I'm
learning how to what's keeping me out here is living in the moment. And I'm serious about this, and I always say I'm into making moments now because that's all we gonna remember. You only remember moments, memories of moments that happen in life. So I try, like I said, every day I try to wake up and get a W.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to start my day off happy. I blast my music in my car, even if I'm mad, even if I'm just left out the house dealing with my woman, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna get myself back up. Even that's what it's about, man, and living in the moment of life. You know what I'm saying? And enjoying what life has to offer us on this side of life now. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? And understand there's a lot of brothers still going through the ringer. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the, we have a lot of motivation and reasons and aspirations and the drive to keep going and be some of our ancestors' greatest dreams. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of my, we got to be this. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers that never made it out to prison that were always dreamed getting out, that died in prison and stuff of that nature, man. So we got to go hard and live in the moment.
That's what, and I think at the end of the day, for me, right, like I don't put because I know I don't have no pressure so I don't put no pressure on myself. I don't just gonna say no way. I ain't gonna go nowhere. I ain't gonna put myself in a space where I know how it's going. So I'm like, hey, I don't know what. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I be like this,
your nickname is Soft Skills Chuck anyway. Because you don't have none.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I ain't being tactful about saying how I'm gonna say no, I'm not.
Hey, that should be one of the dudes too. Learn how to say no.
Yeah, Dietrich.
Oh man, this was a great show, man. I just wanted to say, man, thank you, brothers, tonight. I mean, for this, beautiful conversation. We want
to say before we go, Dickerson-El got a brand new apartment. He moved on up. He took George Jefferson's spot.
Were you over top of the water now?
Nah, I just got a better space, man.
Okay.
Putting the 10 on the 2,
but
man.
But it's all an accomplishment.
Oh,
That's right. It's all
definitely a
accomplishment.
great
Definitely
accomplishment.
great
Yeah,
accomplishment.
congratulations, bro.
Great
Thank
accomplishment.
you.
Definitely
You know, and just to end this show, like Dietrich was saying, man, you know, the most important moment that you have is your present.
That's right.
You know, because your present moment martyrs your future. You know, we're not going to allow what happened to us in the past to determine what we are doing now in our present moment.
That's right.
So therefore, your present moment, man, you can always recalibrate or reinvent yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So always remember, man, when you hear this show, this is the mantra. The most important moment you have is your present. Thank you for listening.
You've been listening to Solutions from the Yard. This podcast is presented by Voices for a Second Chance, a comprehensive reentry program that provides culturally appropriate, trauma-informed, gender-specific, and peer-based services. For more information, go to info@vscdc.org or visit our website at www.vscdc.org.